In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to control which drivers can use your EV charging stations. To control access, you need to have at least one driver group set up. This could be the list of all drivers who have successfully connected with your organization, maintained automatically for you by ChargePoint. To learn how to use ChargePoint connections, watch the video called Drivers and Connections. Or it could be a driver group you've created using a subset of your list of connected drivers. To learn how to create additional driver groups, watch the video called Creating Driver Groups. Let's assume that we've got many charging stations located in our organization's parking lot, available to all drivers, such as visitors and customers. But for some of these stations, we want to set up access control to ensure that only employees can charge at these stations. We've already set up ChargePoint connections so that our employees can connect with our organization. This gives us a driver group that we can use to set up access control for our employee-only stations. Controlling access is a four-step process. First, we connect to drivers. Then, we create additional driver groups if necessary. Next, create an access policy that includes the appropriate driver groups. Then, we apply the access policy to the stations to which we want to control access. Now, let's walk through our scenario of setting up some stations so that only employees can use them. First, let's log in and click Manage Stations. Then click Access Control. Any existing access policies are displayed here. The first step is to create our access policy, so click here. We enter a name and description for our new access policy, and we'll call our policy Employee Only Stations. Our name is self-explanatory, so in this case, we won't enter a description. On the left side of the screen, we see a list of all driver groups for our organization. In our case, we haven't defined additional driver groups, so all we have is our list of all connected drivers, which includes only our employees. So we select this group and click Add to move it to the list of driver groups to include in our access policy. Then we click Save. Now let's look at our list of access policies. Notice that our new access policy now appears here. So we're now ready for the second step, applying the access policy to stations. Click the Apply Policies tab. Here we'll see a list of our charging stations sorted by both custom groups and radio groups. We can choose to apply an access policy to all of our organization stations, to all the stations in a radio group or custom group, or to an individual station. For now, let's just apply our policy to an individual station. Notice that our station is currently usable by all drivers, so we select our policy called Employee Only Stations from the Change To drop-down list associated with the station. Then we click Apply. Once the access policy has been successfully applied, we'll see this green check mark and we're done. Now notice that because we applied an access policy to the station is currently visible only to the drivers who can access it. We have the option to change the station's visibility to no drivers so that nobody will see the station on their ChargePoint map or mobile apps. If we do this, we need to use other means of communication to let our drivers know that they can access these stations. Let's go back and look at our access policy. Notice that the policy has been applied to one station. With just a few clicks, we can change the driver groups included in our access policy. Remember, if we add new drivers to our driver group, there's no need to reapply the access policy. The new drivers automatically have access because they're a member of the driver group included in the policy. And we can easily remove or change the access policy that has been applied to our stations by simply choosing a different option from our Change To fields. We hope you found this video to be helpful and informative. Please help us improve this series by sending comments and suggestions to training@chargepoint.com.